الهدى والفرقان كل شهر يصوم عليكم wow wow which answer three oh thank God
person mute his or her mouth, please.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hope your weekend is going well.
Yes.
I'm just trying to let's have as many people in the room before we start. So
Okay.
pick up soon. Okay. Good afternoon once again. Today we're going to be looking at the introduction into Power BI, and we're going to just go through some topics. It won't take too much of our time today, so it'll just be an introductory class to have an idea of what the GUI looks like, what tools you can work with, how to get data into it, and look at a little bit of how you can do some manipulations. So basically, that's what we're going to be looking at today. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes. I can see your screen. I don't know for others.
Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Yes, I can see your screen as well.
Okay. Okay. So like I said, can we all see the notepad? Hello, everyone. Can you see my notepad?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, so this is what we're just going to do this today. Then tomorrow we'll continue with the Power BI class. Okay? So after the Power BI class, then we're going to have the assessment. The assessment is going to contain from MySQL to Power BI because there's a little bit of relation in between the two of them. So we are going to actually have to do. So let's start. Power BI is a visualization tool, analytical visualization tool, owned by Microsoft. Power BI there are two basic types. Basically, you have Power BI desktop. We have the Power BI desktop, and then we have the Power BI service. Okay. So Power BI desktop is an installation pro package that you can put on your system. While Power BI service is a software as a service rendered by Microsoft. They are similar and different in their ways of functioning. So with Power BI desktop, which is what we currently have here, Power BI desktop allows you to do all your analysis on your system. So you can, it's sort of like an offline version of the Power BI. You do all your analysis, everything on your desktop, on your PC. Okay, that allows you to do that. While Power BI service is the online version of it. Okay, there's a free version of it. I'll show you guys that tomorrow, but let's focus on, because this is more what we're going to use most time. There's a free version of Power BI service, but there's very little you can do with it. The paid version gives you much more expansivity, where you can publish your report online and share with people and all of that. But we're going to be working most with the Power BI desktop for most of our analysis. I'm going to show you how to publish also, but it's a paid version. It's not free. Okay, for you to be able to publish to the web and then share all your data with stakeholders or whoever it is you need to share it with around. So those are the two basic forms of Power BI. Then let's talk about the interface. So this is what, when you launch your Power BI, this is what you get. Okay, when you launch your Power BI, you come to see this interface. You have your header here, and you have the sidebars and this side, which we are going to go through what each and every one of them actually do. So so we have your the basic things you see in most softwares applications. You have your file where you can do all your savings and all of that. This is the home. Okay, it's a default Microsoft thing. You always see file, you see home, you see things like insert, where you want to import things, bring things into this particular studio here. You have your model where you can create a new table, create a parameter. You have your views, and then you have help. Okay. Let's go back to home. On the left-hand side here, you have your reports, which is this particular plane you're seeing here. You have your data view. Okay. This is your data view. If you've brought in any data, you see it here. Then you also have your model. Okay. This is your model view. We'll go through the model view as time goes on. But these are the three views you have on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, you can see filters. If you expand these filters, okay, you have your filters pane here, where you can add filters you want to use on your reports, on your visuals here. You have visualizations where you can pick from either a stack chart, a stack bar chart, to stack column chart, to any type. There's pie chart, there is donut charts, You have the tree map charts. You can also import some things like bring in R script, bring in script from Python, or you can, if you want to go a bit much more granular, you can bring in other visuals, external visuals, and bring them into your report. Power BI lets you do that. Okay. On these visuals pane also, you also have where you can do a bit of customization for your page. Okay. So here you can check out the page information. You can see on page 1, it tells you there's page 1. We'll talk about tooltips also and Q&A. Okay. Then you can also set a size for this, your canvas. This is your canvas, these dotted lines. This is your canvas. So you can set a size for it. If you're not okay with the default size, which is 16:9, you can come and pick a custom or pick any of what they have, or pick a custom size, and then you set it to whatever it is that you desire. Okay. Then that's for the canvas. Then you can also add the background. Okay. You don't like the color, you can change the color. Okay, maybe you want the color to be black. You can change the color to that. You won't see anything right now because we've not created any layer to it. But once we do, you see how your background looks like. I think it's even because it's transparent. Okay, yeah, it's transparent. So let's see. We've changed it. There's a transparency gauge also. So let's see. There's a transparency gauge also, which you can access to see what's you can choose an image, okay, for your canvas. You can also add a wallpaper for your canvas. You can change the color, okay. Then for the filter pane also, there's a whole lot of things to customize here, which look into that also. So let's restore this back to the default. Okay. So that's for your page information, the wallpaper you can add, and other things you can just basically customize around Power BI. Then we have fields. See, our fields right now is blank. It's telling us to get data. When we bring data into Power BI, this place will be completed with all your columns. So you see them as your fields. So if you need to select them or do any form of transformation or editing, you'll be able to do that on this side. So that's about this, what you have on the right-hand side, panes on the right-hand side. So in the home, you can see get data. So now Power BI allows you to bring in data from a wide range of sources that you can bring from Excel, you can bring from an existing Power BI data set, you can bring from data flows. This is in Microsoft. This is one of Microsoft tools. This is a Microsoft tool also, a Dataverse. Okay, you can bring in data from a Dataverse. You can bring it from SQL Server or MySQL. Like the same thing. This is analysis service. So if you are running things on Azure, you can do that. A flat file, it says if you are scraping data from online, you can actually bring it directly into Power BI. All data feeds, you can bring a blank query. There are other let's click more. Want it to load, yeah. So you can see this is as much as you can bring in. Okay, this is everything. Okay, that you can bring. These are all the connectors you have that you can feed into Power BI to actually get data, and it will work well. Okay, so these are pretty just the same thing, just telling you where your data sets can come into, or you are creating a table, a custom table yourself. Okay, where you put a value and then you just create the table yourself. You can do that with this enter data button here. Then we talk about transformations. So this is your Power Query. Okay. Now transformations, this Power Query. Basically, what you do in Power Query is do all your transformations. You want to transform your data from maybe you want to change date time to just date alone, or you want to get time, or you want to change maybe from text to numbers, or from numbers to text. Okay, you can do all your data transformations with Power Query. And you can see Power Query has its own menu separately. So you can also still pick a data source you want to work with. You can enter data. You can also manage your parameters. You create any set of parameters. It has a transform place. So we can't actually highlight anything here because we don't have any data. But you can replace values, you can change data type, you can transpose, you can do pivots, you can split columns, you can see that. Okay, you can do some statistical analysis. You can change the time date. You can import with from R or from Python. You can add a column to your data set. If you want to add a new column, you can do that. Okay. These are your views also. You can see your formula, but what you want to see, tools are available. So this is the transformation function that's on your Power Query. We'll get to that in due time. Okay. So just like what we have here for visuals, okay, you can add a new visual, you can add the new text box that if you want to add in terms of maybe storytelling, you want to add text to your reports, you can do that. Okay, if you want to get more visuals. So basically this is okay. Then insert. Okay, you can bring in more visuals, you can bring in influences. These are just some smart functions you can add. You can bring in a button, you can bring in shapes, you can bring in images. Okay, and this is for your modeling. Then views, what you want to see. So like I said, it's a visualization. One of the things that is cool about being a visualization tool is that you can make customization. So you have to make your dashboard or your reports as beautiful as you can. So you can choose themes, or you can customize one. You can create one yourself, so you can customize a theme, or you choose from an existing one and work. Okay, you can choose what you also want to see in your view. So for example, you can see it's only the filters that is here. You want to see what your bookmarks are, what your selections are, or your performance analyzer. You can see all of those things. Okay, we'll look at all of that in due course as we progress. Okay, so that's all about the GUI. Hello, are we on the same page?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. So we've spoken about the GUI and the tools. That's when we mentioned your visualizations. So let's talk about let's do a little bit of data functions. Okay, let's see how to bring data into Power BI. Okay, and then let's see if we can do some transformation. Okay. So Power BI is quite very simple. How to move around it. It's not some seriously complex. It's even a bit, not even a bit, it's actually easier than Excel to use when it comes to visualization. That's what it's basically supposed to do. So it's as good as saying is a notebook, very little calculation with it. Though you might need to add a little bit of get there when we talk about some advanced level of Power BI where you have to do DAX. So DAX is sort of language Power BI that you use to do your measures and create some little customizations. So let's get data. Please, who's on? Okay, so let's get data into our Power BI. So you can choose to get your data from here, or you can see it's already telling to get data from here, and it's giving you some options of where to get your data from. Okay, so but let's use this icon here. We're trying to get what data I have right now is a CSV file. Okay. So let me pick the data, sample data. Okay. So hello, can everyone see my screen? Can you see? Let me see if I can reshare. Hello, can you all see my screen?
Yes, I can see your
Yes,
screen.
we can. I can see your screen, sir.
Okay, did you know I got here? So say shared. So you just come here and pick. I said get data.
You said you took CSV file.
Yes, so I'm going to look for a CSV file. So I'm just going to locate where my CSV file is. Okay, so we can see it has listed all the CSV files we have in this folder for us. Okay, so let's pick the CSV files we have. Okay, so let's pick the first one and let's see what it contains. So I believe you all know what a CSV is. They are flat files. CSV is short form for comma separated values. Okay, so they are flat files. They are just using comma separated, but you have things like
what do you call CSV, sir?
Comma separated values.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what a CSV is. Okay, so they are, if you see them in text format, most times you just see commas basically separating it. So, but you can also have TSVs. They are using space tabs to separate them. Okay, and sometimes they use stroke to separate them. Depends, but CSVs are the most common. So this is our first table. No, let me go back. Sorry, let's take the whole folder. I think we should be able to take the folder. CSV. No, I can't take it. We could export the whole folder. But don't worry, let's just take them one after the other. Okay, it's Excel, we can do that. Okay, so this is our first file that we're picking. So you can see here, tell us the origin. You can see this place that is a delimiter. You can see comma is there. Okay, so you can see other delimiters, but this one is a comma. If it's not a comma, you might need to PowerBI will automatically pick whatever your delimiter is. Okay, that's what's separating the values. Then to give you 200 rows, basically. That's what it gives you, a summary of what your table looks like, what your data set looks like. So at least you have an idea that, okay, this is what I'm looking at. So you can see here, we have options. We have options to load, we have options to transform the data, and we have options to cancel. If you click on load, what Power BI just does is it takes your data and brings it into the system. If you click on transform, it will take you to Power Query, where you can do a bit of transformation. Okay. It takes you to so, but now let's just load for now. We'll go to transform later. So let's load and see what we get. So let's wait a moment. So Power BI has loaded our table. So you can see the table here. Okay. The name of the table is customer preference. Okay. And if you look at it, we have column 1 and column 2. We'll get to that. Okay, we'll see how to edit this. We have column 1 and column 2. Okay, so let's get the other data. Let's pick up another CSV, customers. So we can see another preview here. Okay, see all the columns that this particular table has. That's customer ID, that's city, that's state, and all of that. Okay, and it's giving us a preview also that we can have at least an idea of what the table looks like. So let's load that also. Okay, let's pick another. Let's pick ratings. Let's do the same for all of them and just load them. So we can observe that as we are loading the tables, you can see all of them appearing on your fields. They are appearing here. So let's add more. So I think that's the last one. So we have all of our tables loaded into Power BI right now. You can see all of them. Okay, so we can transform this data. So let's see what we can do to the data. Now, transforming your data means you are trying to make the data meaningful. You are trying to make it readable by you and your system. but basically for you, so that you'll be able to do all your analysis properly. Okay, some data might not need transformation, some might need, but as a data analyst, transformation is one of the processes that you need to understand and grasp very well. So just come here and click transformation. Power BI will go to the transformation page. Okay, so this is what we get in Power Query when we are transforming. Okay, you can see the whole tables that are there right now. See how many rows it has. Okay, so like I explained earlier, you can see all the menus actually they've been highlighted now. Okay, so you can actually see them. So there's something wrong here. Okay, when Power BI was bringing it in, these two, customer ID and customer and previous cuisine, they're actually the titles, the column headings. They are not part of the column. Okay, but Power BI actually ignored that. Okay, it happens once in a while. It's not able to read exactly what's there, so you need to transform this. Okay, that's one of the things we need to transform. Very obvious. See that. So we need to bring them up here. Okay. Let's look around here. Good. We have customer ID, which is it's giving this text value. This is city is in text value. We can see states is also in text value, which is actually okay. Country is in text value, but then we have latitude and longitude. It's giving them value of decimals. Okay, this is wrong. Okay, latitude and longitude have their own data types. Remember, we spoke about data types when we're talking about in SQL. Okay, they have their own values. They have geometric values. So we need to find out how to correct this error, because you might need this when you want to plot and show a map, a chart showing a map, and you want to highlight the places where you have your hotspots. Okay, Power BI allows you to do that. It's one of the things we're going to touch also. Okay. Okay. Whether the person is smoker or non-smoker, you can see it's in text. Drink level is in text. Transparent method text. All these are still fine. Okay. Age is supposed to be numbers, and we have it in numbers. Occupation, budget. You see, every other thing here seems to be okay except from these two. Then we have our rating also. Okay, so let's look around. Okay, our ratings are, I think our ratings are good. So we can see the restaurant ID also. Okay, now this restaurant ID is in numbers. Okay, it's not supposed to be in numbers because now it's an ID, so that means it's a unique factor. But just like SQL and Excel, these are not supposed to be numbers, because if you put them in numbers, that means you can sum them up. Power BI will even automatically sum most of anything it says as digits for you. Okay, so what you do is you're going to actually have to change this to text so that Power BI doesn't sum it. So when you're trying to do like sort of aggregate functions, when you're trying to do something like group by, that you want to see maybe the number of cuisines each restaurant has. So if you're going to do it by ID, Power BI will be seeing it as a number, and it will keep adding all the numbers together. You get a total for this, which you're not supposed to get. Okay, or maybe when you want to count the number of restaurants, you want to do a count row. Power BI might have an issue with that because it's seeing them as numbers, so it will give you more than what you have. So we have transformed this back. Then here are the restaurants. So you can see restaurant ID is still in numbers here. These are all text. Zip code is also in numbers. Okay, I'm not supposed to be able to add the zip codes. Our longitude and latitude are also in decimals, which is actually wrong. Okay, and then okay, I think that's about it. So let's start. Let's start with the elephant in the room. So I'm going to show you some examples of how to go about this. Okay, it's quite easy to do it. Okay, so I'll show you how to go about this, and when I show you a couple of them, then I'll leave the rest for you as sort of practice, and then just share with me on Slack like we used to, and let me see how well you got it. So you can see there's an option here. Use your first row as headers. Okay. You use headers as first row. So let's click this. Can we see what happened there right now? Let me undo. Okay, sorry, I have to undo here. Okay, so in Power Query, it has given us an option here. Okay, this is what is supposed to be our header, but we're having column 1 and column 2, which is not supposed to be 2. So, okay, so you just come here and say, use your first row as a header. Okay, it has an option, use header as your first row. Okay, but we don't need to use our header as our first row because our header is even wrong. It's not supposed to be part of our analysis. So you just tell it that you use the first row as header. Okay, and immediately you do that, you can see now that our first row is now the header. Okay, it has brought it. And if you notice here, let me close this. Oh, sorry. Okay, let me go back. So Power BI also has applied steps. So that means you can, this actually is like an undo button. It lets you know the steps you have taken in your transformation, so that in case maybe there's a mistake or you want to go back, you can trace your steps and pick up from where you left. Okay, so immediately I just click this button. Okay, gave me 2 more steps, promoted the headers, okay, and changed the type. So now this is what we have here right now. These 2 have come. They are now, the headers are now correct, okay? So we don't need to change anything. Let's come to customers, okay? In customers here now, we have, so we said we're going to work on these 2 data types, okay? So we're going to work on these 2 data types. Latitude and longitude, they are not supposed to be decimal values. So what do we do? If you look closely, as I highlighted, when I touch this 1.2, you can see there's a spot for me to highlight. If you click it, you get all the data types available. Okay, you get all the data types. You get all the data types available for Power BI. Okay, so we're going to pick time zone. So when you do that, it will now ask you a question that do you want to replace the current step or you want to add a new step? Okay, if you ever see this, it's always advisable for you to add a new step, because if you replace the current step, you'll not be able to go back if there's an error. Okay, so let's tell it that it should create a new step for us. Okay, so now we have a new step. So if I remove this now, you can see I can go back to my longitude and latitude. Okay, so it's always advisable that when you want to do that, you pick it as a new, you tell Power BI that you want a new step, so I'll be able to go back. So come here, it's supposed to be, sorry, it's not picking my time. Sorry. So let's click this. So let's create a new step. Okay. Let's create a new step. Okay. So we have transformed these 2. So what do we do when you are done transforming? Okay, the other tables here that we said need transforming, but I'll do these 2. I showed you what to do. It's actually that simple. So I want you to actually just work on it. So the next step. So the next steps for you to do now is you come to this point here. Okay, Now they are dropped. You click this drop down. You have apply. You have close. So you just tell it to close and apply. So all your changes have been applied. Okay, all of our changes have now been applied. So that's just as simple as it is to do transformations in Power BI. It doesn't get any simpler than that. You go to the transformation, click on transformation. Okay, come to the table, whichever table you are trying to work with. Okay. For example, restaurant ID now, we said we want it to be text. So you come here and pick ABC. I tell you that you want it to add a new step. It's now ABC. So just say close and apply. So depending on the volume of your data, will now determine how long it takes for all your transactions to be done. You can see this one is pretty quick, but if you're working with a large set of data, you might take a minute or two, depending on how large and how much transformation you need to do. There are other complex transformations with BootCamp. It's just as simple as that. Okay. So now let's look at modeling. So automatically, Power BI detects a model in your data type. You don't actually need to come and meet Power. You don't always have to meet as it comes to Power BI to do your modeling. Power BI automatically, almost all the time, will give you your labels, your models automatically. So basically what it does, remember we're speaking about relational databases. So just the same way we're trying to create relation in MySQL, Power BI has something like that. But what you don't need to write any code, all you just need to do is drag and drop. You're connecting point A to point B. That's all. So let me remove these models. So that I'll show you how to do it. Okay. So for you to create a model, any type of model, even in MySQL or Power BI, you have to understand your table and what you are connecting together. Okay. So for example, when we're doing MySQL, then we have to tell you that if you wanted to do a join, you have to find what is the similarity between the two tables. Okay. So just similarly that way too. You have to look at what is similar in these tables before you do your modeling. What is connecting to what? So we can see the two tables have customer ID. So you just click on customer ID on customer preference, drag it, and drop it on the customer ID here. Okay. That's all. So if you touch these relations, you can see the two customer IDs are highlighted, and it tells you one to all, one to many. What this just actually means is that this table, on this customer's table, you find one of these values here. But here, okay, you find much more. So it's one connection to many. Basically, like I was saying, you can have one to many. As we can have this is actually one to many. You can have many to one, and you can have many to many, depending on what you're trying to join. Okay, so this is just as simple as just a simple drag and drop, and you're fine. The ratings table also has a customer ID. You can join it. Okay, so we can see that they've actually all been joined. So if you even just highlight over, you can see customer ID, customer ID. Okay, so that's how to do it. A follow-up on this is that the other two tables, find after you are done transforming them, you come to your modeling and create a model for it. So when you're done with the model, when you're done with the model, you just take a screenshot and send on Slack. Okay. Likewise, your transformation. Just take a screenshot. Tell us what you did to do. How did you get to your transformation? Okay, and show us at least what you transformed. So just take a screenshot and send on Slack. Okay. So that's how you do your model. You can have models that are complex, that you have 20 to 30 tables. Okay, and Power BI will be fine as long as you know what to put with what and you know how to get the best out of the performance of the Power BI. You will be fine. Okay. So that's about getting data. So let's do a little bit of visualization, and we'll call that. We'll use that to round up our class for today. Like I said, it was going to be a reasonably precise class. We'll just go straight to the point, and then I'll leave something for you to practice. I've started leaving them actually for you to practice for tomorrow. Okay. I'll also drop this data set to you because that's most likely what we'll keep using. Okay. So let's do a little bit of visuals. So for example, let's have a chart. Okay. Let's have a bar chart. So you click on the bar chart. Okay. You can resize it just like I did. You can move it anywhere within your canvas. Okay. Then let's see. So let's see. So for example, we want to know customers by ID and age. So if you click customer ID and age, so there's something on Power BI we call slice and dice. Okay. So basically what I just did right now is that I picked the customers and I want to know what their age range is. Okay. I want to know how old each customer I have is. So here now we can see on this axis customer ID. And this customer 1024. Customer is 80, very old person. Okay. So to give us basically all the customers. This data is actually very cumbersome because I think we have over 300 something. At least you can have an idea of what their age actually looks like on a chart. You can also put it on a table if you don't want to see a chart. You can have it on a table, okay, and you see everybody's age. You can also use age range. When we get to that, so I'll show you how to do age range. Okay, you can do that. So you can pick let's see. Okay, you can pick the line charts and okay, let's do customer by state. Okay, sorry, it doesn't actually have. So okay, what we're supposed to actually do, it took this to legend. So what you're supposed to do is bring it here. Yeah. So this is our bar chart. Let's see if you can see how it looks on it. Okay, so this actually doesn't look so pretty though. I'm just showing you how you can actually work with it. So how you can work with the visuals. Okay, so this is what your line chart will look like. We have 3 states here, and we can see all the customers past we have in each state. You can see that San Luis, I think, yeah, this actually has the highest number of customers, then followed by this one and then this one. So you can do things like that. It's called slice and dice. Power BI will automatically just give you those values. You don't have to create a function or a calculation for it. Once you bring those 2 values together and you know what to set, Power BI will just do that for you automatically. So I think that will be all for today for our introduction into Power BI. Tomorrow, let's pick it up tomorrow. I would like tomorrow's class to be a bit early. I don't know if 10 a.m. will be okay for everybody. So let's do it from 10, okay? Not our usual 12 o'clock. Let's do it from 10 to maybe just an hour. So 10 to 11. I think that will be okay for me.
Mr. Habib.
Hello?
Yes, Mr. Habib, Gladys.
I said tomorrow class will be a bit early.
I want to ask a question.
Okay.
It's not really a question where I just want to ask if you can just do a recap on how to import data into Power BI. If you can just do it. Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. So let's import So for you to import, you come to get data. You can see these are all the data sources it has. Okay, you can take from an Excel sheet, Power BI, you can take from SQL, you can take from a flat file. I'm taking from a flat file because the file actually has a CSV. So you click CSV. It's open this dialog box.
Mr. Habib, what do you call the file? Flats?
It's a flat file, flat file.
Why do you call it a flat file?
Because that's what it is. It's called a flat file. CSVs are called flat files.
Okay.
Okay. So, but if it's not CSV, what the data set I have right now is a CSV file. That's why I'm picking from it. But you can see that the list there is as much as.
Yeah, I can see.
Let me open the full list so you can see.
Okay.
But what we are working with for this, is a flat file. Okay. You can also pick like a whole folder. That's what I was looking for then. So, but I'm picking a CSV file. So let's pick this CSV. Just click. You can see text file, text/CSV. You click this and you say connect to bring out this for you. So you locate to wherever your data is. This is where my data is. Okay. I think I have some. Yeah, I think I have some other data. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you go to where your data is. You select the particular data you want and you tell it to open. Okay. You can see this window, right?
Yeah.
Good. So when you tell it to open, it brings you this window. This window is your preview window. It shows you what your data set looks like. So you have a preview of your data set. Say, okay, this is what it looks like. This is my number of rows. This is my number of columns. Okay, this is what the title looks like and all of that. So once you're done with that, you have two options. Okay, maybe you imported the wrong data. You can say cancel. You have the right data, but you want to transform it immediately. You don't want to just stockpile. You can just click on transform. Okay. So if you click transform, it opens Power Query for you. So we are done with all your transformations. For example, the ID here, you can see, is numeric. And your ID being numeric might be a problem when you're trying to render some functions. When we go deep inside, you understand why. So because Power BI automatically sums up all IDs. So you come to your transformation and you say, okay, you want it to be a text so that it doesn't sum it up. And Power BI will ask you, do you want to replace the step or you want to create a new one? Remember, I said if you replace a step, you won't be able to go back. But if you create a new one, if you made a mistake, you can go back. So if I cancel this, I'll be able to go back.
Okay.
But if you say you should replace, you won't be able to go back. So it's always advisable for you to add a new step to your step list. So even if you have 100 transformations, you keep saying them and you can go back. But I think it takes maximum of like 20 transformations before you can go back. So at least you can see them as it's happening, so you can go back. So when you're done with transformation, you just close and apply. And it brings you back to the front page. So that new table we added, other details, has been added. So this is your fields column. If you expand your fields column, you can see all your fields. So if you select your fields,
Yeah, I can hear you.
So that's just how to bring data into Power BI. Are you? Is that okay?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Babu.
So do we have any other questions?
Are you going to give us these files so that
Definitely.
we can
You know me, I always give you the files.
Okay.
I always
Please, I want to ask, when you go to get a data, please click on it. Power BI database, workbook, those kind of things, are they on the Power BI this thing already?
So your get data is you are bringing data, you are bringing data from wherever.
Or you are the one that will save it in web, in data field, or when you save automatically, it knows where it's going to.
No, you are going to be the one to pick your data from where it is. This is just telling you that what type of data are you bringing in? Tell me. Then you go and bring it from wherever it is.
Okay. So, but you have already saved it on the Power BI.
No, you bring it into the Power BI. You are the one bringing it. It's going to be on your system or in your server, wherever it is. The data I'm using right now is on my system. So I'll just navigate. Once I click it, it takes me to my system and tells me to select where on my system I have my data.
Okay. All right. Thank
you understand? Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Yes. If you want to create a model, where do you go to?
If you want to create a model, you come to this. You can see you have some menus on your left-hand side. Your reports, that's this screen you're looking at. Your data, that's this screen. This shows you your data. Okay? And this is your model. So this is where you create all your relations. You can remember when we're working on we're talking about relational databases, okay, and how to create relations. So rather than writing a script and saying, select from this, join on, you don't have to do that. All you just drag and drop, like what I did here. So if I delete this model here, you're creating a relational model. So basically, you're looking for what the two tables have in common. The two tables have customer ID. So you just click on customer ID here and drag it to the customer ID on this table. And you have created your model. Okay. So as much models as you have, as much tables as you have, you can work with. And you create as much models as you want to create, whatever reports you want to create. Okay. So these three, I'm sharing this folder with you guys. I'll share it with you after the class now. So create a model with these three. Okay. And send me your screenshot. Let me see what you did.
How do you remove the connection between the... Hello?
What did you say?
How do you remove the connection between the tables, please?
You just go to it, click it, and right click, and to bring out delete.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Yes, Mr. Abu, how did you do how did you create that bar chart you did with the tables?
Okay. So like I said, you can just click on the bar charts. Here's your chart. These are all your charts.
Okay, under visualization.
Yes. So you just click on the one that you want to use. You have to know the particular chart you want to use. And you have to know what you're going to put on your x-axis and your y-axis. Okay. So, for example, I think this one has more. Okay, so we have city. That's pick city to be on our y-axis. You can change it if you don't want it there. Okay. And then let's see the age range of people in the city. These are our cities. And this, can you see that city?
Yes, I can.
You can see that it has automatically summed up the age, because the age, we left the age in numbers. So it automatically sum it up for you and give you your answers immediately.
No, I didn't get that one.
Anytime you leave anything in numerical value on Power BI, Power BI automatically sums it up for you. So if I come to this table now, customers, let's come to that table. Okay, let me show you in transform. Let me go to transform. Let's transform. Customers. Let's go look for age. Where's that age? Can I see age?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. That means it's in numbers. Seeing it as numeric values, it automatically sum it up for you. Okay. So those are one of the cool things about Power BI. It reduces the number of calculations you need to do. Once it sees anything that it has to do with sum, it sums it up for you. If it's in counts also, it does it for you.
Okay.
So are we clear on that?
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So tomorrow, I'm going to drop this data set for you on Slack now. So then we pick up tomorrow. Then like I said, tomorrow our class is going to be by 10 a.m. not 12, please, everybody. So let's have it by 10, please. Thank you. So do enjoy the rest of your day. See you guys tomorrow.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
Mr. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Now, women class. They are trying to teach women tech.